Sid the Kid. I'm coming back at you, and today I'm going to talk to you about hustling as an actress. Now, I feel like we all got our own hustle. We should have our own hustle as students or as just people in general. Like, as for now, I am a now rising senior at North Carolina Central University, and I can do just about anything I want. Not necessarily what I need, but what I want financially, because I have multiple resources of income, which I think now more than ever that's the American dream. But even if not, especially as an actress, you have to have a hustle in every single dynamic, because everything comes at some type of cost. Even when it's not talking about money, still you need to have your hand in a little bit of everything if you want to make it out into a professional role, in my opinion, as someone who's still aspiring to do so. Like, for instance, I feel like if by the time you are at least 19, 20, go ahead and have a membership for Backstage.com and pay the price. And usually they'll have sales every blue moon, but now they're having, especially in the summertime, they're having sale for a 1-year membership. And go ahead and post your resumes and go ahead and post your headshots, and that gives you access into all of these auditions that they're looking for commercials, for student films, for TV shows. This is the perfect time to do so, especially while everything is remote. That is one thing I've been trying to do now. And the main thing is staying, I don't want to say, always stay persistent, but the main thing is to stay consistent. That's the one thing I have had to discipline myself on. Wanting it bad enough to where I'm out looking for something every single time. Even when I book something, still looking for more and more and more. So that's one thing you have to keep hustling for, because not everybody is going to just display some type of gig for you at the top at the tip of your feet. So that's one thing I'm learning and still getting in the groove of. Even if you don't get these auditions, you still want to throw your name in the pot. So it's like, okay, I've seen this girl or this dude, I've seen their resume at least for 5 different segments I was involved in. Let me go ahead and check them out for this upcoming project I got going. That is the best way. Even if you don't get the part, always have your name in somebody's mouth. That is the goal as a performer. Another thing I would say as far as hustling, getting back to the financial part, don't be afraid to have more than 2 jobs while you're pursuing your long-term goal as an actress. Like, if I'm not, now that the school year is over, if I wasn't working with work study here on campus, I was waiting tables at a restaurant close by on campus, especially because I don't have a car right now, so I needed something quick, like I can get on the city bus to just be 5 minutes away. And I love both of my jobs. It's like, it was easy, but it taught me discipline, and it just racked me into coins. Because not many people I feel like not people in my generation, and especially Generation Z, I'm part millennial, want to be waiters and waitresses anymore. That is the biggest hustle that is slept on. Even if you don't make big money, like at the end of the day with your check, you're getting tipped out every single day. That's what people are forgetting. You just have to know how to just manage your money and be patient when you're dealing with customers. Because you will deal with some people like, do you know who you're talking to? But that's when your performance comes in, and now that has helped me a lot, because anybody who knows me knows I can't go along with an attitude coming at you back with the same attitude. But I've learned to hold back. I'm sorry, I can't help but not speak with my face. So I can be the most polite person in the room. You're gonna know exactly how I feel just by looking at my face. And it is what it is. It's something I will eventually master. But right now it is what it is. And sometimes even works for my favor. So, but enough about that. Another thing when it comes to finances, beyond having multiple streams of income, you don't want to just spend it all on gas for going to all these auditions, even though that is a part of the game. Another thing that puts an hand to it is also, you want to pay somebody a good amount of money to do headshots. If you know how to do headshots yourself and make them look amazing, kudos to you, do what you do. But a great headshot, a great simple headshot will stand out most rather than something you just, it's obvious you did this within a few minutes on your iPhone. Even then, doing it on an iPhone is cool, but if you have like the coins to have somebody professionally taking and just looking good, I'll go ahead and take that shot. That's just my opinion though. Another thing I would probably say is, what else can I say as far as the whole hustle dynamic? Give me a second. Oh yeah, another thing I would say is, even when you are not booked for a gig, still be working within the industry as much as you can. So say if you didn't have time to perform in a certain role, or you didn't get the role, period, I would suggest you try to be assistant stage manager, or assistant director. If you have the skills to do so and the repertoire to do so, go ahead and go for it. Not only because it shows, okay, he or she is a team player, I can count this person for multiple different things. On top of that, this person has multiple skills. I feel like don't solely rely on the morals of just knowing how to perform. This game, you ain't gonna get paid much. That's just acting. You need to know how to do a little bit of everything. So if I need somebody to create these props and work 2 to 3 hours, that's $200 plus in my that I'm getting paid out of pocket for at the end of the night. And I can go home, I can say I learned a new skill, or I perfected a new skill. Also, I have $200, $300 for something I need towards putting money towards either, like I said, acting, like the next time I do need to go out of town to go to this audition, or just having money in your pocket. Just always be on your toes with that, because people, I would believe, from what I've seen, what I've heard personally, directors want to see somebody who is, that's where the whole persistent thing comes in. And it's just like, okay, they still want to be a part of this somehow, some way. And the next thing you know, you just realize, okay, maybe I am capable of more than just directing. Maybe I do want to do a little bit of directing on the side. Maybe I do want to direct my own little short story or my own little play or whatever. It's all part of the game. And like I said, from what I've heard, because I've never been a paid actress yet, acting does not pay much, which is not all about the money. For some people it is, and hey, that's your hustle, whatever it is, what it is. But still, it's just the factor of you ain't gonna be living in no damn mansion with just the pay solely off the pages of your acting gifts. I don't care if you got a role from freaking Steven Spielberg himself for doing a whole entire movie. That check ain't gonna be so big. It's gonna be big for you, especially as a college student. I'm like, after rent, car note, car insurance, you'd be like, okay, yeah, I should have booked 3 more gigs. Even then, it's just like, you kind of want to already have a project, working on a project that's beyond just acting. That's just my sole opinion on it. Another thing I want to say as far as hustling is, okay, here's something that not many people talk about. I want to say, I'm trying to figure out how to say it in certain words. You have to know when to not only just be friends with other co-workers or quote-unquote co-stars, you need to be creating right along with them. So, like, because you all got the chance off of one sole reason, which is you know how to deliver and you know how to create. If I have a co-star who is been contemplating on creating their own show, I'm gonna try to jump on the bandwagon. Use it for your advantage and mainly use it for their advantage. Please do not go in the game just trying to think, okay, how can this work for me? Because I hate selfish people like that. It doesn't turn out well, and it's just like, okay, this person helped me out in a huge way, but I did not enjoy being around them. They were too, etc., etc., etc. I'm not gonna get into that. But the sole thing I'm trying to get to is, it's better to have 2 creative minds or 3 creative minds than just your one. So you can create something amazing with just getting with your co-stars and say, okay, after rehearsal, we're working on our own thing. And you're working on multiple projects, even though, of course, you're not getting paid for it because it's your own personal project. Still, that's something else you can put on your resume, and also that's something else you can send out to all these casting directors. Not many people think beyond that. It's all what else somebody created. I'm like, no. It's all about being inventive yourself, because sometimes jobs are not always going to be laid out there. Sometimes you got to create the job yourself. So that's one thing I would highly recommend as hustling. And that's another person, okay, when I see you in the near future, okay, he got skills, I might just want to work with this person again, as far as have them be my assistant director, or have them be a director of my show, or vice versa. You never know. It's just, especially as a Black performer, you need to go ahead and create the family dynamic as much as you can. That's one thing I'll put out there. Even though you don't even know like what they're capable of, put yourself out there to be willing to find out. That is the biggest thing. Don't underestimate nobody in this game, because they will come out claws and all, and you'll be like, where did that come from? Just don't. I feel like that is the worst mistake anybody can do, but hey, it is a learning experience. One thing, what is something else I could say as far as hustling? I'm sorry, I'm having a blank moment there. Get it together. I would have to say, I don't know. Oh yeah, here's one thing. This is something personally I do. You can't always carry around your resume and headshot with you wherever you go. Some people do that. I feel like that's a little too much in my opinion. Always, if you can, find someone who can create a business card for you, or there's plenty of websites where they can show you how to make your own business card. And like, it's all your simple information, like your contact, your email, your phone number. So you never know, you're walking by somebody in the mall or your regular 9 to 5, and they say, oh, you're a performer. Well, I work in this, that, and the third. Oh, you work in this, that, and the third. Okay, cool. Whip out that business card. We're still business people at the end of the day. Just because we're performers, you have to have that business dynamic. That is one thing I consider to be very impressive, and it's very on your feet rather than, okay, let me find this 9x10 or 9x11 headshot with all this written down. No. Have something simple, easy, cute to give out. And you never know who has the reputation of who, so just be on your feet with that. Another thing I would say is get a website. The sooner the better. I feel like that has no age range. The sooner you figure out, okay, acting is something I want to do professionally, go on these website creator sites and start making your own. I did that. I want to say I'm a senior now, so I did that as a rising sophomore. I worked on it and tweaked on it. I didn't even put it. I did it that summer as a rising sophomore. I didn't put it out until the fall of my fall semester, because I was that particular. How I wanted to look, how I wanted to represent me, and also did it have everything I needed at that time. That is the one thing I would say every performer, every director, every videographer, whatever, that's something you definitely need. Even if it's something where you can't you can't afford to pay the domain straight out of the gate, and also in order to continue using these website creator sites, you have to pay an annual price. That is the main thing. Domain is pretty cheap. That's always a hustle, getting through that. it is paying the annual fee. Like for mine, if I didn't catch the sale they had these past few months, it would have been like 140, 150, possibly hitting 200 just for a year. And that wasn't, not only was it for the annual fee, it was just because I needed a certain amount of storage space. I needed to be able to add my domain in, and I no longer wanted to say my so-and-so website .wixsite.com. I needed to have that Wix site off. It would need to be strictly my title and the story, no questions asked. So that took me a minute, and I finally, as soon as that sale hit, I was just like, okay, I saved up my money. Let me go ahead and put my card information and do what I gotta do. And right now, I do have a website, SydneyHallBookings.com. I'm gonna go ahead and shout myself out there real quick. Once again, Sydney Hall Bookings, plural, bookings.com. And I'm really happy about it. Now I can say I have something that is my own, and people can easily just book me straight off my website. And like I said, that's something that needs to be on your business card if you ever decide in creating one. People need to have quick, fast access, especially when we live in a world full of technology. Another thing, alright, I'm gonna move on. Let me go ahead and get to that part. Probably the last thing I would say about hustling is, hold on. I'm sorry, I'm thirsty. My mouth is kind of dry, whatever. The last thing I would say about having a hustle is, this is advice you should always keep in your head. Never let your downfalls discourage you. Now, when I say your downfalls, I mean if you're in a slump, or you're not being on your tiptoes and you see everybody else getting the opportunities they're getting while you're just slowly, gradually going through your process. Everybody's process is different. I had to learn this personally, and this has been the best lesson I've ever had to learn. Everybody's process and grind is different. Do not try to duplicate what you see. It's just gonna be a bad knockoff image, and it's just like, it ain't cute to me. It's not cute. You have to realize your process, your payment in the making is meant solely just for you. So maybe you are in a slump now, but that's for a reason. Maybe you needed more time to be creative, or maybe you needed time for a mental break, or to do more self-care, or just to make sure you have the right mind state before you get into all these committed like auditions and projects and roles and etc. That is the biggest thing people never really consider when booking themselves or looking for stuff. It's like, am I even prepared to do this while working, while going to school, or while still having kids? Because there are people who have kids and who are married. It's having a healthy balance. Sometimes you do have to take a minute. Okay, what do I need to do about me first? The auditions will always be there. Your creativity will always be there. But what do I need to do solely for she? That is the biggest thing I would say. And while other people are getting their opportunities, that was their opportunities. And it's just like, that blessing was not made for you. But don't knock it. Don't knock like you're not about to get a blessing. It's just, we all have our own timing. Live it, learn it, love it. That's what I'm saying. And it's just like, you come out stronger because you didn't give up. You accepted the good with the bad, and you just kept on going through. And that is something I feel like every performer, every person should know. Not everything is going to be displayed at you at your feet. Some people just get things because they get things. Some people got to work a little bit harder. People who I feel work a little bit harder, I just feel like they have a better head on their shoulders and just more character. There's more to tell somebody one day when you're in a whole assembly room giving a speech as far as how you made it, and it took you, and it's 20 years later, you've gotten Oscars and this and that awards. You didn't see this coming? No. The future is what it's going to be. Focus on the now. And that has make me the performer I am today and the creator I am today. So I'm gonna just keep on doing me. I suggest you do the same, and I gotta go. But thank you for stopping and looking at my YouTube video. Don't forget to click and subscribe and follow me on social media. Alright.